Well, we had some parents come in to talk about their organisations.
Who was the most interesting?
Probably the genetic one.
The genetic one? Wow. Why do you like genetics?
Because I have a lot of genetics problems and stuff.
No, you don't. You only have one genetic problem. Just one. That's all it is.
No, but isn't it different genetic for my legs and then?
No. Just the one. SOX 10. One silly gene that went a bit kooky.
SOX 10, what's that?
That's a gene.
Okay.
And that's what made you deaf.
And is that what did my Waardenburg syndrome?
Well, that's what Waardenburg syndrome is. So Waardenburg syndrome is kids that have a problem with SOX 10, that gene. That's why you have such beautiful blue eyes.
I think Jake sees himself as a hearing child. He's never asked, why am I deaf? I don't know whether that's because we will say, you know, you were born deaf, and like his brother will say, now you're deaf, Jake, and I can hear. But, you know, at least then you can't hear mum telling us off at night, or, you know, and that type of thing. So you have almost, Guy points out the positives of being deaf to him, so he doesn't see it. And I think the amount of time that he's not actually wearing his cochlear implants is so small that he's not really questioned it too much at all. I do introduce him to the deaf community because I'm actually secretary of a local deaf charity, so we all try and get them together so as he can at least see the two worlds really and make his own choices in life.
He always asks questions. He's asked questions occasionally. He won't ask anything for months, and then he'll ask again about why am I deaf? But he's come back again recently. Why am I deaf? I don't want to be deaf. He tends to bring it up more at bedtime. Sometimes I wonder whether or not it's just a going to bed, delaying going to bed tactic, because he knows that I won't close the door. He knows I won't close the door on him. So, you know, if it was, Mum, can I play with my Lego? I'd be like, no, time for bed, and I'd close the door. But if he goes, Mum, I hate being deaf, I don't want to be deaf, he knows that I wonder sometimes whether or not, is this a genuine conversation that you really want to have, and is this what you're worried about? Or is it, I know Mum's not going to close the door on me and she'll stand here and have a conversation with me about it. He filled out a questionnaire and it wasn't prompted, and he wasn't with a deaf adult when he did it. It was in the classroom environment, and the first question was, what's the best thing you like? What's the best thing about yourself? And he wrote being deaf. So, you know, he knows he's deaf, but he's questioning a lot at the moment because he wasn't born deaf and he wasn't diagnosed till he was 2, and we have no diagnose. You know, we don't know why. So it's the cause is unknown. He knows he's deaf, and he knows his implants help him.
Every time I try and introduce the subjects, like to tell him that he was very poorly when he was a baby, it becomes very quiet. You can see, you know, some sadness in his face. So it's not something that we've like fully discussed, but I've sort of tried to introduce the topic, but I don't think we're quite there as yet.